What the fuck is good, bitch? Okay, so 20 minutes till market open, so I gotta make this quick. But we're gonna talk about something, one of my favorite confluences of all time. Fair value gaps. Now you guys have trends down, candles down, how to use this shit, right? Okay. We're gonna talk about something else in this too, but so fair value gaps, right? Typically I'll write them as this. Okay? So there's two different types of fair value gaps. There's a fair value gap, or which is just, actually I'll write it like this, which is just a void in price action. Meaning a dig sized candle. There we go. Here's a dig sized candle that creates a gap, hence the name. Fair value gap, right? The fuck? Is that a bug? I don't know. So, why is this important? Because the larger the gap is, the more. Actually, I should say this. Higher the time frame gap is. Wait. Higher the time, because the higher time frame where the gap is. Example, 1 hour fair value gap, right? The more likely it is that price draw to it. What else about fair value gaps, right? So fair value gaps also mean that a price range is super liquid, meaning candles will fly through that bitch. And I'll show examples of this in a few minutes, right? Now, there's fair value gaps. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you fair value gaps, and I'm going to show you something else, right? So, let's do it like this. So, you have the first candle, right? Then you have second candle. Then you have like the third candle, right? Oh, man, that was bad. Alright, so whatever, right? It's a red candle, of course. So red candle, right? You see the wick right here, right? Wick. So I drew that to then tell you this. How the fuck do I spot them? It's from the first candle's wick to the third candle's wick. Right, so here's what you do. You use this handy dandy rectangle tool, right? And you're gonna, from the first candle's wick, so this is the top wick, This is a bullish fair value gap. I'm going to show you a bearish one in just a second. So the top of this candle's wick to the bottom, let's say that's the wick, to the bottom of the third candle's wick, right? And I made this one red because it doesn't have to be 3 green candles in a row. It doesn't have to be none of that bullshit, right? This zone would be the fair value gap, right? Why is that important? Because we can take plays off of that. Typically, when price comes into a fair value gap, okay, let's say this candle's closed and then you get something like this. You know, the next candle, price comes down, taps into it, and then rallies higher, right? That means that, let me say it like this. That is like how a fair value gap is normally going to happen, right? That's like a textbook fair value gap play. You would enter down here. As soon as you see bullish pressure out of the fair value gap, you would enter. Like, it'd have to be a candle closure outside of the fair value gap, right? Now, on the other hand, I'll draw it to the downside just so you can see it, and then I'm going to say something else, right? And then we're going to go spot both of them. So on the other hand, my burps hurt. Alright, so let's say you got, that's not big enough. Actually, that wick is just too big. Let me, fuck it, that's not big enough. Alright, so let's pretend that's the candle, right? I am terrible at drawing, oh my god. You know, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a green one. Can I get it over a little bit? Oh, right. So then you got you a green one right here. Say it opens here and then comes up to right here. So, all right. So the same thing here. You would find from the top wick, so the first wick, right? With, I'll write it like this. If it's a bullish fair value gap, it's from the top of the first wick. If it's bearish, it's from the bottom of the first wick. Right? Plain and simple. Okay? Let's move this. Plain and simple. Right? So you measure it like that, from the bottom of the first wick to the top of the third wick. And if it's the other way around, it's from the top of the first wick to the bottom of the third wick. Just like that, right? And then it creates this zone where price is more likely to want to tap into or draw to, which is what the fair value gap joke was the other day. But, so like, let's say next candle, right? You know, blah, 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 it makes a little bit move down, and then pretend these are all candles, right? And then it comes in here, it plays around for a second, and then as soon as you see it exit this zone, it's time to enter, right? That's how you would use a fair value gap, right? You use them to know that, hey, you know, price is more likely to want to draw to that area. It doesn't always happen though. Like, it could dead ass, like the next candle could happen like this, like, and it just, and like they could just dead ass just drop after that. It doesn't have to draw there if it doesn't want to, but it's just one of those confluences to be able to use. What, you know, for everybody that doesn't know what confluence means. Confluence. Meaning. Hello? Yeah. The act or process of merging. So these little bits are within the process of merging into an actual strategy, right? if that makes sense. Yeah, as a confirmation mechanism, enabling traders to filter out low probability setups and focus on high conviction zones. I mean, you see what I mean? Like, it's those things to let you know, hey, it's either a good time to enter or it's not. Some confluences will tell you it's not. Like, but you have to learn how to use them, right? And that just comes down to market experience. Like okay, so sometimes, like, I'll watch TJR open market, right? And I'll see that, he's thinking that it's going to go up, right? This is just a very simple explanation. And then I see a 4-hour fair value gap to the downside. And I'm thinking we're going to tap into that, right? He loses the trade. I win mine because I'm looking at stuff like that. He's not. So it's like you have to learn how to, like, use different confluences and shit, right? So, no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Can we erase all this? So, yeah, let's just do this. Copy. Oh, did I even copy it? Please copy. Copy. Delete everything. Paste, right? So then, you have something else. This is one of my favorites right here. Inverse fair value gap. Or what does that mean, right? What does that mean? It means that a fair value gap, let's say is this the candle, right? Let's say a fair value gap happened like this, right? Okay. Let's say the next candle's right here, right? And we'll draw little wicks for this and shit. These are the only wicks that's important anyway, so, right? Fuck me. Wick, right? It doesn't have to be, actually, okay. I'll say that in a second. So, then you go from the bottom of the first one to the top of the third one, right? Okay. Now let's pretend, this is where price ended out up here, right? Let's pretend for a second that on the next candle, instead of opening up here, coming into here, and then tapping back out, right? It just fucking floods the face and goes all the way through, right? That's an inversion. It just means, hey, like, this fair value gap was disrespected. It didn't hold. So, right there, that you almost want to see this more, like, more than the fair value gap, because when you see something like this, you're like, oh fuck yes, like, we're definitely going down, or vice versa. If this was flipped, we're definitely going up, right? I'll show it to the upside real quick. Let me take this. Wait, how would I even? Okay, like this. Like, okay, right? Pretend these are candles, okay? I'm gonna show all this in a second. So boom. Let's say price ended here, right? We're in a downtrend right now. This is a downtrend, okay? Price ended here, it closed right here, and then just came all the way through and drove through this liquid ass price range, right? i.e. fair value gap. Now a fucking a inverse fair value gap, right? So right there, you're looking for an entrance as soon as it breaks this, right there, and as soon as it closes above that, you're looking for an entrance. Like, and I say right there because sometimes fair value gaps will come out, or sometimes inverse fair value gaps will, or even just regular fair value gaps will, like, they won't close yet. They'll do this bullshit. They'll, and then close inside of the gap, and that's not an inversion. But then as soon as you get one that just, maybe it closes just right here, that's good enough, right? Then you're looking for an entrance on a lower time frame. Write all this shit down, dead ass. That's really good information to know, right? So there's fair value gaps. There's inverse fair value gaps. Why are they good? It helps spot the direction market wants to go, right? So as you learn this is where you need to be starting to like take a trade, right? And the reason I say that is because if you wait until you know everything, you're gonna have it all fucked up in your head. Whereas like if you start off right with just this, and well, actually, deadass, I'm gonna try to show you. I'm gonna keep recording and try to show you me taking a fair value gap trade. But if you start out with just this, right? Okay. Now this is gonna be me showing you what they look like and how to take a trade off of them, right? So if you start out with just this, right? This example, this is a really good example. So class, what's this? From the bottom of the first wick to the top, to the bottom, wait, from the top of the first wick to the bottom of the third, right? This is a bullish fair value gap, right? As you can see, and this happens on every single time frame. I'll show you this on the daily, the monthly, whatever the fuck you want me to show you it on. It happens everywhere. So, right? It happens a lot more in lower time frames, but it happens all the time on like hourly, 4 hour. Like, as you can see, fair value gap. We came into it. We left, bounced back, left, bounced back, and then what? After we made another tap into it, actually. Made another one over here. And then what happened? Gone, right? Okay. I don't want to use that as an example. Let me find a pretty good example. Clear as day example. Oh, let me show you what a fair value gap is not, real quick. It's not this. I know you're saying, well, there's a gap right there. Really? Are you gonna take that? I'm not. This is like, that's like the smallest you want it. Like, if it's any smaller than that, ignore it. It doesn't exist. Because price didn't even come to it. Like, yeah, okay. I mean, you could argue that later on down it did. But that's not what you want, bro. That was literally, it took hours for that to happen. What is this, 1 o'clock to 2:30? Yeah, no thank you. Wait a minute. That's 2 a.m. Lo siento. So, let me find a bearish fair value gap and then an inversion of a fair value gap. Alright, right here, right? I mean, fuck, I don't, okay, I'm gonna find a bearish one first, but I'll mark this to come back to. Nice. I mean, this is kind of a terrible example. It's not like bad, it's just like, it's not the best example. Fuck it, we'll use it. So, where'd it go? Alright, right here. Right. Was it right here? Am I tripping right now? Hold on. I thought I just felt a bug on me. Actually, we have both types of examples right here. This is perfect, actually. Right? So you have, this is a 15-minute fair value gap, which means this whole line right here is probably an hourly fair value gap, if I'm being honest. where did it go? I think that's probably it. Yeah, that's a huge ass. I mean, it's not that big, but a semi-big fair value gap, right? So let me go back to what the fuck we were looking at real quick. Alright. So right here, right? The bottom of the first candle to the top of the third, right? This is a bearish fair value gap, so which means to the downside. It played, it respected, and went to the downside, right? Comes up, taps in here, and then falls, right? This isn't that big of a fall, and normally it's going to be about this, right? Like you could have caught a... This is a ruler. This is to measure how far in value price actually went, right? We'll do it like that. Minus 55 fucking dollars or points. Real quick, actually, I'll explain that. So, a point. I'll come back to this, actually. No. I'll come back. Market opens in 1 fucking minute. Okay, yeah. Boom, right? For value gap to the downside, popped in, popped his head in there, and then came back down, right? Now this, let's delete this. This right here is an inversion, right? Bottom of the first, top of the third. It came through here and ripped through it, right? You didn't get that much, out of it. Like it ended up coming back into it, inversing it again, and then it took off, right? To the upside. Now that's really about it for fair value gaps, right? Something else I did want to tell you real quick is that where's my fucking notepad thingy? Okay, whatever, doesn't matter. Oh, here it is. So, one other thing I do want to tell you real quick is this. Choose a pair, right? What does a pair mean? A pair means any one of these little fuckers. Like you have ES in Q1, which I'll explain what all that shit means later. MES, which is just the S&P 500. ESH, which is just the S&P 500. SPX, NASDAQ, gold. Don't use Forex. Don't use these fucking currencies. Don't do that. You're going to make no money. Don't do it. So, right. Can we just go back quick? I'm sorry that I even did that. Can we go back, please? I'm sorry. Fuck me. So, while it's fucking loading, what a pair is just one of those, right? You choose 1 to 2 pairs, and you just stay with those. Just stay with those for like a fucking year. Just stay with them. Learn them. Learn how they move. And just get with those. Start to take a trade with those, right? You take a fair value gap trade. And I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. So, that's what I was going to tell you real quick. So, what is a point? A point is $1 of price movement, right? A tick is 25 cents of price movement. If you ever hear that, right? So, where the fuck are we at? Market open. What did we create already? For value gap. It's already tapping into it. It's about to. I'm going to go look and see what we're doing on the hourly. So hourly, if you're like up to the downside, it's probably not going to want to draw into that. We might just make higher highs today, honestly. The reason I'm saying that is because we did yesterday, but so let's lock this up. Just in case it wants to move to the downside, we can mark out spots where it's going to. I'll explain what this stuff means later, but I'm going to try to take a fair value gap trade for you guys. So, Oops, 5 minute. So quite honestly, if we inverse this fair value gap, I'll go long. No lie. I'll go long. Aiming for probably this right here. Let's take that out. Long? Okay, long and short. I don't think I ever said that. Long means... sorry, I got distracted. Long means buy, short means sell. Write that shit down. Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's write it down. Long equals buy, short equals sell. Right? That's what it means whenever you're like, I'm gonna go long, I'm gonna go long, I'm gonna go long. So with that being said, if it inverses this fair value gap, I'm going long. There's other reasons too, but I'm just not gonna explain them because it's not time. It's not time, youngin'. It's not time. I don't even want to confuse you. I'm not gonna mark out what I want to see. Actually, I just want to see something real quick. I'll explain what this is later. Don't fucking worry about it. Alright? Don't worry about this. Since when is that a thing? Tab 2? I thought I could have 2 screens side by side. Like, when's that a thing? It's so bad. Come back and tap into this fair value gap and go and break structure. Come on. A lot of this shit is just waiting. You wait for it to go where you want it to go. You wait for the position to play out. You wait for this. You wait for that. Just a lot of waiting. Monkey. Yeah, see? When we inverse this gap, we came back and fucking inversed it again, boy. So, I mean, you just never know what it's gonna really want to do. I mean, yeah, that's within a 15-minute span. Like, it's nothing. We could still come up here and inverse this and go long up there, which is what I want. That's what I would really want to see. You have to wait for it to happen, though. This is that gap we wanted to inverse. If we inverse this gap on ES, I'm definitely going long. ES is the S&P 500, but as a future, I'll explain all that shit in a video alone. Just wait, buddy. Just wait, okay? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. Go back to ES. No, come on. Stop playing. All right. Now, when you see that it's coming into your fair value gap, right? And you're trying to get it to inverse it, you just go from the 1 minute and watch when it does. When you get a 1 minute closure above, that's when you enter. And target previous highs, but don't worry about that. Buddy, don't worry about it, right? I don't know if I want to target that one. I look, you just want to target this game. Inversing is such a huge confirmation confluence, and when we get done with the confluences, right, I'm gonna go back and let me write this down. and tell you which ones are for retracement, which ones are for confluent or for continuation, which ones are for confirmation. I'll explain all of it, right? Futures, DS and Q, etc. And then I have a video explaining what confluences are used for what and why. Bruh. You know what though? If that's what you want to do, bruh, sometimes you gotta just come in here and snag a little snack off the table. Like, you see that you wanted it to inverse and it's not. Sometimes you gotta just come in here and snag a little snack off the table to the lows, you know what I mean? If it closes below this fair value gap, I'm fucking going short for a second. I'm not gonna make a long play. But either way, this is a fair value gap play, right? This is a bigger fair value gap, so that's why it doesn't look like one. This is a 15-minute fair value gap. But there's smaller low fair value gap right there that it's still tapped into. Can I get it closer? Into this. Yeah, we're definitely looking for shorts right now. And sometimes you just gotta flip your bias. Like, your bias just means, I think this is gonna happen. Sometimes you gotta fucking flip to go with the motion, you feel me? But that's when you get better at it. Like, excuse me. In the beginning, like, you just need to see what you think is gonna happen, stick to it, and don't trade if it doesn't happen. But I had 2 ideas of what was gonna happen. It was either gonna inverse this and go higher, or we were gonna come down into this fair value gap and target lower lows. Okay, that's pretty much it. Nice. Fair value gap set up right there. If we get a negative or a bearish closer out of it, I'm going short. Cat. Fuck no. No. Get down. Like, it won't, whenever I press an order, it dead ass does not, come up with, like, my take profit stop loss. I have to manually do that shit. Like, just wait till I'm, like, uncomfortable with how much I'm losing or uncomfortable with how much I'm winning. How long have I been recording? Dubs. W's.
So I'm in a trade and it's working out, right? And I'm just fucking around. I'm not actually even in the fucking trade. I didn't click anything, so I'm like, son of a bitch.
That's why.
That's why I FaceTimed you last night. So then I was like, all right, let me get it set up for the morning time so I don't make the same mistake. The button wasn't even there.
That's actually wild.
Oh, you fucking cock.
Yeah, no, I was slumped, bro. Damn. I'm gonna mute myself. Yeah, bro, I was fucking slumped.
Yeah, no, like, so what it did last night, I thought it was gonna come back down. It came back down around like 5 in the morning, but it was just consolidating lots. I was like, fuck it, let me just exit out of it.
We are up $112, $25, right?
Button would have been there.
I know. That was honestly the play of the day right there. Like, I might be catching a different play of the day. Like, there might have been 2 plays of the days, but Like the long position off that middle candle, that's where I took my entrance off of to the downside. Is what's crazy. $200. Let's go. Hit take profit, bro. I'm not moving take profit. Go hit it real quick.
You think it's going down?
Bro, I'm winning. I'm not even trying to be risky. I'm just gonna grab profits right here.
Order filled.
Cool. Dub. And especially this 15-minute fair value gap that we marked out. What did it do? It came down and it tapped into it. And that's what we won. That's pretty much how you do that. Not that hard. Pretty much how you do that. If it inverses it, I'll be very surprised. My take profit was under it as an inverse, so I'd be very surprised, honestly. But that's gonna fucking be it, bro. I'ma fuck with y'all.